Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to learn class 9 English chapter Mauritius question and answers, and we are going to learn the first main of question answers which are given in your textbook, and that's why it's mentioned as part 1. The next main will be done in the next video. We'll be seeing question answer in detail and we'll understand it properly. The explanation of this chapter is given in my earlier video. If you need the explanation, I'll be putting the link of the explanation video in the description box. You can go to the description box, click the link and go through the lessons explanations. So let's move on to the question answer, students. But before that, if you are viewing my video for the first time, to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my latest upcoming videos. Do watch the video till end, and if you like it, hit the like button and do share among your friends. So students, moving on to the question answers. So in your textbook, you have C1 question, read the lesson silently and answer the following questions. So this is the heading of the question answers, and we are going to see in detail and understand the question answers. We have already learned the lesson in my earlier video. So let's start with the question answers. First one is, where is Mauritius? So where is the Mauritius located? So answer is, Mauritius is a tiny speck of island situated below the equator on the 20th parallel, some 4,500 kilometers southwest of Mumbai. So when we read the lesson, we come to know about the location of Mauritius, that it is a very tiny, very small island which is situated just below the equator. Equator, students, you know that it's the middle line which passes through the to the globe, to the earth, which is known as equator. It's 0 degree, and just below that is 20th parallel line, and from there some 4,500 kilometers from southwest of Mumbai is where the Mauritius located. So if the question arises like this, where is Mauritius, you have to write this answer. That it's a tiny speck of island situated just below the equator on the 20th parallel, some 4,500 kilometers southwest of Mumbai. Moving on to next question. Name the people of different origins found in Mauritius. So when we read the chapter, we get to know that author happened to meet different origins of people in the Mauritius. So we have to name them. So answer is, the people of different origins found in Mauritius are African, Chinese, Biharis, Dutch, Persians, Tamils, Arabs, French, and English. So these were many origins, different origins, people who were found in Mauritius when author visited there. And he has mentioned in the chapter that he found different origins, people living and residing in Mauritius. They had either come there, they have settled, or they had come for tour, or they had come for vacation or for trade. And like this, there were many different origin people found over here in the Mauritius. So let's move on to the next question. Who were referred to as the buccaneering trinity of those days? Why are they called so? So when we read the chapter, we come to know that there is a phrase called buccaneering trinity. It's mentioned, it's referring to somebody. To whom is it referring? We have to write that answer. And why were they called so? We have to write that out. So answer is, the buccaneering trinity are the Dutch, the French, and the English, who constantly waged battle for the possession of the island for its spices and sugar. Okay, so when we read the chapter, when we go through the chapter, we come to know that this phrase buccaneering trinity is referred to the Dutch, the French, and the English people who were there. And they were constantly waging battle. They were constantly having war and fight among themselves because they wanted to have the possession of island, because they wanted to own the island, because the island was very good and was having a good production of spices and sugar, which would make them more wealthier, which can lead them to good trade. So these people, all the three, the Dutch, the French, and the English, were constantly in war and battle with each other, so that they could take the ownership and the possession of the island, which was very famous for spices and sugar. And why were they called so, buccaneering trinity? They were called so because their interest was piratical. They had come there with the intention, with the motive of looting and plundering the island, not for the purpose of developing it, not for the purpose of only trade, but in order to loot and plunder it. So it was a kind of piratical interest. So they are called as buccaneering trinity. I hope this answer is clear, students. Let's move on to the next one. List out some very musical but unpronounceable names as found by the author. When we go through the chapter, we come to know that there were some names which were very musical and unpronounceable as mentioned by the author. So let us list out after going to the chapter. So we have already learned the chapter. So let's write the answer. The musical but unpronounceable names found by the author are Torox, Basin, Quarterbonus, Curepipe, Rosebelly, etc. So these were some of the names which he heard there, which the author heard in the island of Mauritius, and he found it very musical and very different words, and he was not able to pronounce it properly. So that's why he has mentioned these names in the chapter. And these were the French names which sounded so musical because the author was not aware of the language, as we are not aware of it. And when we pronounce something new word from the language which we are not aware of, we find it very musical or a unique word. So in the same way here, these were the names of the French people which were found very musical and unpronounceable by the author. So this is your answer here. Move on to the next one. What are the flora and fauna found in Mauritius? So first, let us know the meaning of flora and fauna. Flora are the plant life and fauna means animal life. So what are the different plant and animal lives which are found in Mauritius? So as mentioned in the chapter, we come to know that the flora found in Mauritius are short and gnarled trees in the interior of jungles. So here we get to know that we find very short and small and gnarled trees. Gnarled means twisted. It's twisted. It's not in straight form. Short and twisted trees which are found in the interior of jungles. Inside, in the depth of the jungles, we find it. So these are the flora species which we find here in Mauritius, the plant life. Coming to fauna, the animal life, the fauna that are found here are bat, monkey, deer, giant tortoises of Aldebra species. So these are the animal lives which are found in Mauritius in large number. We find bat, monkey, deer, giant tortoises of Aldebra species. This is the name of a species. This particular species of tortoises are found here in Mauritius. I hope it's clear, students. Moving on to the next one. How is nature cruel to the people of Mauritius? So students, when we read the lesson, when we go through the explanation of the chapter, we come to know that though this island being so peace and so beautiful, the nature sometimes becomes very cruel to the people of Mauritius. But how? We have to write that. So we have got the information in the chapter, and let us write the answer. So answer is, nature is very cruel to the people of Mauritius. When Mauritius was struck by the king's cyclone, it churned the country for entire 2 days, flattening everything that stood. It smashed windows and doors, teared up the rooftops, uprooted the trees and brought them down on the buildings. Such cyclone strikes Mauritius once in every 15 years. So yes, we come to know that nature is very cruel to the people of Mauritius. to the people living in this island. What happens when the king cyclone arrives here, when it strikes the island of Mauritius? It churned the entire country, means it shakes the entire country, and it had shaken the entire country for 2 days, continuous 2 days. And it had flattened everything that was standing up there. The buildings, the tall hotels, the offices, the apartments, everything was flattened, everything was fallen on the ground. And it also smashed the windows and the doors of the buildings, of the apartments, of the offices. It teared the rooftops, whatever the ceilings, the tops, rooftops were made out of different materials, of cements, of the grasses, of the woods, whatever material was used, whatever, how much of a strong it was just teared up and it flew here and there. Everything was smashed, totally destroyed. The strong trees which were there, which were standing from years, were uprooted by this king cyclone, and it brought them down on the buildings, adding to the destruction there. So this is how it became very cruel to the people of Mauritius. And this kind of king cyclone strikes Mauritius once in every 15 years. And that is why we say that nature is cruel to the people of Mauritius. Okay, so this is the answer. I hope you have understood this one. Moving on to the next question. Name some aquatic creatures cited by the author. Now, what is aquatic? The creatures, the animal life which we find in the water. Okay, so those are known as aquatic, the marine life, you can say. So what are the aquatic creatures which are cited by the author as mentioned in this chapter? So we have already read it, we know. So let's write the answer. So it's some of the aquatic creatures cited by the author were seashells, crabs, shapeless ugly creatures crawling in the dark depths, and a school of fish colored bright lemon yellow with black bars, fishes with hideous spikes all over body, fishes with long tails, fishes with battered faces were all cited by the author. Okay. So seashells, near the beaches you find the shells which have insect in it, from which we get the pearl also. So those were found there because it's an island. We have beaches. So seashells were there. Crabs were found. Many shapeless, ugly creatures which were like not known, which are very unique. For the first time he saw, were crawling in the dark depths in the underneath of the water. When he went for the submarine dive, he saw all those creatures. Then he found a school of fish, a group of fish, shoal of fish coming towards him. He found it was colored bright lemon yellow and it had black bars on its body. He also saw the other school of fishes which had hideous spikes all over body. Hideous means very unpleasant. It was not looking good, but they were all over the spikes throughout the body of a fish. Then he also saw the fishes with the long tails and fishes with the battered faces. Battered means a wounded face, you can say, wherein the faces were hit upon again and again, as if it was just bitten up, or it had got some hurt again and again in the same place. So the face looked like that. So that kind of fishes with the battered faces were also sighted there. So these were the aquatic creatures, the water creatures which were cited by the author in the island of Mauritius. So students, I hope you are clear with this question answers. This was the first main of your question answers from your textbook. I hope I made it clear and you liked it. And the next part will be coming up with the next video. And thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, do hit the like button, and we'll be back soon with the part 2 of this chapter of question answers. Thank you.